custom Metafields to Shopify. So this is a Shopify admin area. I'm going to come down here to settings. And within settings, there's this field called custom data. And then these are the different meta fields that you can add to different areas. You can also do meta objects, but we're not going to talk about this time. Right now I want to focus on making a meta field for a product. And that's just additional information that you can add to the object product. But as you can see, you can add additional meta fields to any of these objects in Shopify. So really, a definition is just that. It's like, how are you going to define it? You can also create a meta field without a definition. These were created by the app Yotpo, and a definition could be added to it, but for right now, for starting from scratch, we're going to say add a definition. And you can name this whatever you want. You can also give it whatever namespace you want. Namespace is just a way for the computer to have a domain in which to search. So if you wanted to have a bunch of things with the same name, you'd have to use a different namespace. So it's kind of like how a person has a first name and a last name. Namespace is kind of like your last name, and then you can have a bunch of different first names that are the same. So I'm going to name this garage. I don't know why. That's just the first thing that came to mind. Now, this down here is actually the what gets referenced in the code, or can be referenced in the code. This is just like a human readable label, and then this is just a text description to help the user know what it is. So you notice it's a type. There's different types you can do. I'm going to make it text, but you could do multi-line text, integer, which just means number, number without decimals. Decimal is a number with decimals. Product is a link to a product. File is a link to a file. Date and time, date. You can see how they can get specialized, but one thing to note of what it doesn't have, there's a Boolean, you can make it true or false. You have a color picker, URL, money, but you can't do a choice, not from here. I have seen list types, but that is not in this area. So you can't make like a list of items, not through this interface. And then I'm just going to choose single line text. Oh, here's the list of values. If I wanted it to have a list of values, I could put in a list of, I can make it so I could have a list of values so that people have to choose from certain things. Or I could just make it one value where it can only hold one value at a time. And then you can put a character count. An expression would be like this type of thing, where you're saying, hey, only allow characters A through Z, and special characters, or not. You can specify. It's like a mask. Sorry, I had a little bit of a cold. I'm not going to limit anything. I'm just going to make it simple text, and then click save. So now it exists. It's a single line of text. I'm going to do one more. Call it house, and this time a house. This time I'm going to do single line text, but I'm going to do a list of values, and then save. Okay. So now, if I go over to products and into a product, at the bottom here, what I expect to see is 2 Metafields, house and garage. Garage, that was a list, remember? Or house was a list. See how it's got add an item? So I could say 1 bedroom, add item. And then I could add another item, like pool. Okay. And then click save. Wait, I'm just going to click off of this. See how it puts a little dot in between? But on this one, garage, I'm going to say 2-car garage. And it's just a text box. So see how there's not an add item? Now I'm going to click save. And nothing happens on the front end unless you're doing something in the code to reference these metafields. So this is only something you would do if you have the need to display some additional information on the storefront and you needed somewhere to store data. That's what metafields are for. All right.